Now, if you are listening to us from our YouTube channel and you like to get started on this amazing cryptocurrency journey using this Royalq artificial intelligence robot to trade, just hit the link on our bio and it's going to direct you to our WhatsApp and will guide you on how to set up your robot. We'll also add you to our WhatsApp group so you can join our community and you start learning how to properly use the robot to trade and earn you money. If you are listening to us or watching us from our YouTube channel and you are confused about how to get started, just hit the link in our bio to direct you to our WhatsApp, and we are here to guide you on how to start this amazing cryptocurrency journey. That's what we are here for. And now, I would like to invite leader George. That George is going to take us on today's topic, and also he's going to give us a brief introduction on what Royalq is all about. Welcome, leader George. Good evening.
Good evening, all. You are welcome to our Zoom today, um, where we do talk about Royalq. Where we do pass the knowledge, as they say, knowledge is power. We all need knowledge for any business we are doing. We need the knowledge of it because if you are not knowledgeable about any business you are doing, you will not have the confidence required to push the business. In every business we are doing, there must come a time that there will be a setback, just like human being. We will not be healthy. Sometimes you fall sick. You need to go to the hospital to receive treatment. That is how sometimes your business will fall sick. It's natural. You need, if we don't have hospitals and doctors, you see that we will not be confident when we fall sick. But now we know that once we fall sick, we can easily go to the hospital and get treatment and we get better. Now, in the business you are doing, if you don't have knowledge, you don't have the knowledge of the business. When the business goes down, you find yourself being afraid of the business. So that is why we conduct this Zoom meeting 2 times every week to impart knowledge about this business to our members and also to introduce what this business is all about. Royal Quantitative is an artificial intelligence robot. Most of us started using it in 2021, but that was 2021 was when it was released publicly for people all over the world to use. Royalq is in international business. It's an artificial intelligence robot that, with the help of the robot, it helps us to trade cryptocurrencies in the spot market, making us passive income. Okay, the robot is being estimated to make on average in a month 10 to 30%. But when in cryptocurrency we have the bull season, we have the bear season. So these seasons are factors. Also, your capital also factor. Knowledge of the business is also a factor that will determine if you are making the 10 to 30% in the business. The business is not a process scheme. It's just like you starting up a provision store. So it requires the necessary effort, determination, commitment to the business for you to make that 10 to 30 or more percentage in a month. Okay? So along the line in the business, it might require that you be needed to expand your business, in the sense, introducing new capital to the business. You are not giving the money to Royalq. You are not sending the capital to Royalq. Your money, the capital you are adding, everything stays in your exchange. Be it Binance, OB, KuCoin, in that we have almost eight, 7 or 8 exchanges you can connect your wallet, your Royalq to, and the robot will be trading for you. Okay, so like I said, the business we use 120 to pay the shop rent, like renting the robots yearly with 120. So if you rent the robot, if you start today, it will be in 365 days before you will be required to renew your shop rent. That means to renew your subscription for the robot. Okay, so now after renting the robot with 120, you are required to send some fractions. You are required to send some money for utility fees. We call it gas fees in Royalq. It's just like after renting your shop, you keep some money you used to pay your light fees, waters, and all that. It's just little fraction. In Royalq, you can say, okay, if your train capital is, you can put like 10 to 15% or 20% of your trading capital. You can put at least 10 to 15. So if, for instance, your trading capital is 100, in your gas fees, in your utility fees, what you send to your Royalq will be 120 plus 10% of it or 20% of or 15%. So you can either send $10 plus that 120 or $15 plus that 120 or or $20 plus that 120. So when you use the 120 to subscribe for a year, at least that's remaining money will be there for your gas fees. So that money will remain there until the robot starts making profits for you. The profit and your capital stays in your exchange. So all you have to do is to keep your capital in your exchange. Then you will, with the help of the API, we do API binding. That means binding your Royalq to your exchange. When you bind them, we have the steps that will lead you to bind your Royalq to your exchange. So after the binding, then the robot starts trading for you. We have sets. The robot is just like a plane. The plane is a robot. It makes traveling easier. So any robots are things that make life easier for us. So, but that plane cannot fly on its own. It requires some set of instructions. So it's that set of instructions we do, that's the knowledge we do impart, so that you learn how to instruct the robot. So once you give it the necessary instruction, and it will start trading for you. After you have linked it with your exchange, you only give it the robot 2 permissions. Permission number 1 is for the robot to be able to see the market, know when crypto is down, know when crypto is up. So that when crypto is down, it buys more quantity of the trade. When crypto starts going up, it sells. Now, an important thing to note, once you start the business, you don't go to your exchange to check your capital. Important thing to note, once you have said you want to use $100, once you have said you want to use $1 million to start the business, and the trade is ongoing, you don't go back to your exchange to look at it until the trade finish, until the robot finish trading. Because in the process of trading, cryptocurrency goes up and it comes down. So until the robot concludes the trade and sell off the trade, you don't go to your exchange to look for your capital, because you have already started the business with it. You have to wait until the robot concludes that business. You have the assurance that there is no loss. We don't experience real loss. We don't experience real loss. As far that trade is ongoing, the robot will only close that trade in profit. It can never close it in loss. So that is one thing you should pick from this one today. Pick it. Once you start trading with Royalq, you don't go to your exchange to look at your capital. You have already done API binding to your exchange, and you have already set up the trades, your robot to trade with your $100 capital, your $500 capital, your $20,000 capital, your $100,000 capital. So until the robot in your Royalq concludes the trade, a trade does not have limits. It does not have time frame. You get it? A trade can run for 1 year. A trade can run for few seconds. A trade can run for 2 weeks. A trade can run for 1 month. Royalq designed the robot to give us profits. That's why it's been stated that Royalq is a business that gives us passive profits. So that even when the trade is lasting for 1 month, is lasting for 7 months, is lasting for 1 year, the robot is being designed to give you profits even when that trade is. The robot uses a feature called a strategy mode called the sublime real-time settlement, in the sense that the robot is being designed to buy more quantity of the trade when the price is going down, so that it will start selling it when the price is coming up, making you passive profits even when that trade is still on. So that is all about it has other functions, the callback functions, things that will make the robot to utilize the market way and gives us good profits. Sometimes crypto, the robot works with the flow. So that's why I said we link it, we do API binding so that the robot will be able to see the crypto markets. So if the crypto market can go down for 2 months, it can stay down for 1 month, it can stay down for 2 months. In that period, your robot might be making you some profits, small profits. It's not the period for you to go back to your exchange to start looking at your capital. No, you have already started trading. So that capital, you don't need to go back to your exchange to look at your capital until the trade comes up in profit and the robot sells and close the trade. That is the only time you are opportunity to go. You are allowed to go to your exchange to look at your trade capital. This is live trading. It's just like you bringing out 1 million you want to use to start up a provision business. You have taken the 1 million to the market to buy goods you want to sell in your provision business. That 1 million is no more with you. You will only realize it when your salesperson have started selling the goods and bringing out money back. All the goods of 1 million, the salesperson can use 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, few days, 1 year to sell everything. But you know that at the end of the sales, you must make profit. That is what Royalq is assuring you. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's not a business that must give you return on investment daily. No. Your trade can be running for 2 months, but you are getting returns, some profit returns. Okay? So that is what Royalq trading is all about. And there's nothing like withdrawal. There's nothing like withdrawal. You make profits. Your profit stays in your exchange. If you can start a trade now, in the next 2 minutes, the robot have concluded the trade and giving you a profit. So as a trader using Royalq, there's nothing like withdrawal. If you need money, you can sell your profits from your exchange. You can sell your profits and you receive your currency. You receive your Naira currency or your fiat currency. So there's nothing like withdrawing because you do not send your trade capital to Royalq. That is why we have confidence in the business. That is why we are still using it. July year will make me 4 years now that I will be entering as in to start a new 4 years. The fourth year of me using Royalq. Because my trade capital is not with Royalq, it's in my exchange, safe and secure. I will only see the capital. I will only go there to my exchange to see my capital when My Royalq has concluded a trade for me. Now, even if the trade is ongoing, the robot is making me sub profit. Sub profit, that is selling my margin, buying margin calls and selling my margin calls. So even if I need money, I can easily go to my exchange and sell those profits, those sub profits my robot is making for me without touching the trade. Okay, so that is it about trading. That is it. I believe I've been able to touch the key points in the trading aspects. And for those joining us, and you should be able to hear the key points that crypto can go down and stay 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. But Royalq is designed to buy margin calls and sell it even when the coins are in deep, even when the trade is ongoing. The robot is designed to make us some profit. Now, the good news is that this season, we are in this year, 2024/2025 is cryptocurrency boost season. So that is the good news in starting the business now, in participating in the business now. Because in the boost season, all we see, all we are going to experience is coins going up, increasing, up, up. It happens, it will start happening from now till 2025. That is the bull season. So if you are joining the business now, you're going to enjoy it. You are going to enjoy it. There's nothing like panicking when coins are down. Understand cryptocurrency. When coins are up, it's for that invested when coins are down to take profits. After they are finished taking profits, coins will come down so that new investors, new traders can enter the market. It can stay 1 month down, it can stay 2 months down, it can stay 3 months down. That is why you have the robot, so that even when it's down, it should be buying your margins and be selling them. Buying of margin means for the robot to be using small dollars, like $11, $12, to be buying quantity of the coin. That is what we call margins. So those quantity, it will be selling them even when coins are down and be giving you some profits. So that is the explanation. Okay. So there's no time frame for you to get your profits. There's nothing like withdrawal. If you need money, you sell from your exchange. You sell the profit in your exchange. There's no waiting for Royalq to give you approval before you can sell your profits. No. Once you're on your Royalq, you have seen that your robot has made profits for you. You can go to your exchange and sell. You don't need anybody's permission. So there's no time frame for the robot to give you profit. The profit can come at any time, any minutes. Okay? So that is it for the trading in Royalq. So to start, you need at least $180 to $240 to start it. Then you can add more capital to your business. Remember, the more capital you add to your business, the more opportunity you are giving your robot to buy more margin calls so that it will be making some profit for you, even when crypto is down. Like you introduce the second aspect, that one is optional. And it's the aspect that is very vital in any business you are doing. This aspect is you telling people about Royalq, or you posting, doing advertisements, you posting about Royalq on your status. For those new persons that are yet today, or any prospects that are yet, everybody that are yet, you heard about this business from someone. Royalq rewards that action. It's optional. You can decide that since someone told you about the business, about this food business, amazing business, you don't want to tell any other persons. Fine, stick with your trading, add more capital. But you can also decide that, okay, I don't have money to add capital, but I can introduce this business to my friends, to my contacts on my social media, and get them. And Royalq will reward me. And I will use the reward to add to my trading capital. Or I will use the rewards to sell and make my money and make and solve my daily needs. So it's optional. If you decide to advertise Royalq, post it on your status, just like someone posted it and you saw it. Royalq gives you rewards for it. And it gives you reward as a share. Royalq recognizes you as a shareholder and it pays you daily commissions as far your team members are making profits. So that part is optional. But if you venture in it, you can cash out millions in a month, in 4 months, 5 months, if you are building your team. If you are a team builder in Royalq, you can cash out millions faster. Then, if you are a trader, you can cash out millions faster if you are using a higher capital to trade. But if you know that your capital is small, you can do both. Like when I started in July 2021, I started with a 340. I used 140 for my setting up, 120 to rent the robot, $20 for my utility fees. I kept it there. Then I used $200 to start the business. That is total of 340 that I started. So I also participate in networking. I also participate in team building. I introduced Royalq to my friends. I posted it on my status on my Facebook and all that. So I got team members. Okay. So Royalq started giving me revenues. Even as my robot is trading, making profits for me, I was using the rewards I was getting from my team the team I built. I was using their rewards and I was adding to my trade capital. In less than 4 months, I bought my first car. So in this business, it's all about you being determined. You being determined. If you are determined and you are committed, you can even make more money than me. So the business does not reward people based on the time you started. No, it rewards you on your active participation. It rewards you on your active participation. So you can start today and you start making more money than me that have been in business for 3 years now. Okay, so that is it for trading. So I don't know if you have any questions. You know, sure, you can pick it up.
All right, please, do we have any questions? Questions are coming now. Um, if you are new here and you like to ask question, please ask your question before we get into the topic. Questions for non-activated members can come in now. Activated members, please, your question is not now. You ask your question after today's topic. You do not have an activated robot. Do you have any question? Mr. Ipe, do you have any question? If not, we would like to proceed to today's topic. Alright, so since we do not have any question, without judge, please you can carry on.
So this topic is how is a practical Zoom. This Zoom is practical because I don't know. It's like I will do small motivation speech before we start this today's topic. I don't know why some persons I don't know, maybe it's the MMM spirit. I don't know if it's the MMM spirit that has made some persons believe that anything, everything online must be put money and expect returns. Put money and just forget about it and expect big returns. Okay, someone that you were introduced to a business, and okay, you have seen the business gives profits, yes. Okay, you started the business and they gave you 5 minutes video to watch so that at least you get more knowledge on how to start the trade. But some persons find it difficult to even watch 5 minutes video. For a business, you have paid $120 for a year. And I keep wondering, what is happening? It's a video explanation, just five, it's not up to 5 minutes, 3 minutes video explanation on how to use this robot to enter a trade. A business you have already sacrificed your $120 for. And some persons will still refuse to watch the video. Just 3 minutes video. Okay, we now said, okay, let's organize, let's make it, let's bring it up in as a topic. Let's just treat it as a topic in Zoom. We do our Zoom 2 times a week. And this set of persons are not in on this Zoom. This Zoom will last 1 hour plus. So if they cannot watch 5 minutes, 3 minutes video, is it the Zoom recordings they will be able to watch that is 1 hour plus? What is the knowledge they need to operate the robots? And I keep wondering, if someone gives you a car or a plane, you just, without going through the manual, you just fly and start flying it or riding it. A manual that is just 3 minutes for you to watch. And some persons will find it difficult to go through the video, to go through the manual. They will just start up the robot because they believe that since it's giving profit, they just want to make a profit. I do tell people that any business you just go in for the profits that is not positive, you will be frustrated and you will leave. Every business is have challenges. Every genuine business have challenges. It is positive. The challenge you face there is when they scam you. But in real genuine business, the challenge you see is when setback comes for the business. That only knowledge for that business will make you stay through. If you don't have the knowledge, you abandon the business. Royalq is almost, some persons are in it for their fourth year. Some persons are using this robot for their fourth year. Why some persons did the first year and they did not renew the second year? Some persons have built houses with Royalq. Some persons are out there spreading, talking bad about Royalq. They did the first year and they ate their money. And you ask such persons, how did Royalq eat your money? Did you send your money to Royalq? They did not send money to Royalq. They lack the knowledge. These 5 minutes they could have just bring out. This 1 hour to attend Zoom. These 5 minutes to watch the videos. 1 hour to watch the video recording that they did not give will cost them the $120 they have paid when the setback for the business sets in. Every business has setback. You only stay through that setback when you have knowledge for that business. You have the knowledge when you attend Zoom like this, watch videos, watch recordings. But some persons it's difficult for them. So I don't know how I can help such persons. Okay, so please, I don't know if you have we have new partners, more than 10 new partners that should be on this Zoom, but they are not here. Some of them will start up with and they will forget to on their strategy modes. They will forget to change it to subin rate time settlement. They will leave it in whole warehouse mode. And when their margin calls have, when their robots have got their margin for more than the fifth position, and they have stayed in that point for 1 week, no profits, they will start complaining that they are not making profits. You are complaining in a business that you just started for 1 week that you are not making profits. But the video they sent to you that is just 3 minutes, you have not watched it. But you are after that, you have not made profits for 1 week. The knowledge you are supposed to get, you refuse to get it. Okay, so that aside, I'm going to share my screen, then we'll go into our topic of today. How to start up the trade. Okay, so I'll be using $100, which is our default. I'll be using $100 as a default for Royalq to start up the trade. To do the example. Okay, so I hope you can all see my screen. This is the amazing Royalq app. So when you are ready to, I don't know if I'm speaking to new, okay, for new prospects, after you have activated and you have started trading, this is the app you will see. So please, if you look at this place they go spot at the middle of the screen, you can see sports and features. We only deal on sports here, sports. So if you look at the right side of the sports, after features, you see a plus sign. So for those that are starting this business, please click on that plus sign. Then you click on sports. Remember I said sports. You are using sports. You are using sports. So you click on sports at the top here. Then look at the all at the bottom. You click on this all at the bottom. Then you click on add. So this will add all the new coins being listed for here. This is on Binance. Look at the top left. These are all the exchanges that you can link to your Royalq. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 of them. So I'm using Binance for this Zoom. So how to enter to start up a trade? You might your upline might tell you to enter a trade. So any coin it tells you to enter. Though we have a Zoom that you can watch for you to decide the trade you want to enter. Even when your upline tells you to enter so coin, we have a Zoom you can watch. When you enter it, you will decide if you will go through or not. Some persons might say, I don't have the time to start going all through all these coins. I know in our Zoom when we treated how to pick signal with the Royalq app to avoid floating loss. I was saying that we should consider coins that are just pumping. These coins that have just passed the red candle. So you can see all these ones 0 point, they are still growing. The ones that have advanced from all these ones 0 0.6, 0 0.3, 1% increment, 0.6 increments. All these ones that are just pumping. Then you know how to check if we have a zone that you can check. So that's not what I just want to show you how to enter a trade. If you have checked that this trade have fulfilled the two conditions for you to enter it, so that you will not last long in the, so that you will not, the trade will not delay your robot from your robot selling. So if you have confirmed the two conditions, we have a zone. I think it's our last zone or last two zones. For you to, once you have confirmed it, you click on create. So once you click on create, you click on the martingale strategy boot. You click on create again. Now you click on feel free to create your own strategy. This down one, more flexibility. You click on next. It will now take you to the trade. This is the trade home page. This is the trade home page. This is the trade home page. So the next thing you have to do is to click on the trade settings. Look at it below. Trade settings is below. So you click on it. Now you will see smart trades. We are using manually trades. So at the top here, you click on manually trades. Okay. So now when you now come to the trade settings for manually trades, you will see this page, they go to my templates. It's telling you to choose a strategy settings. For your own, as a new beginner, you will not see, if you click here, this choose a strategy settings, you will not see anything. So this is what you will do for those, the new beginners. You will first go to your, okay, let's return. You go to your mine, your home page. When you return to your home page, you click on this mine below, mine. Okay, you now click on my strategy settings. My strategy settings, you click here. Now, for your own, you will see ads now. You click on that ad now, or you click on this plus at the top. It will not bring you here. First thing first, if, okay, I said we are going to use $100. Okay, so $100, we are going to start, the first buy will be 15. Remember, we said the robot is being designed to make profit for us even when crypto is down. It will only work for you when crypto is down if, instead of you using all your $100, yeah, instead of you to put on, instead of you to put all your $100 here, if you start with $100 here, the robot we might not make profits for you when the coin is down. So because of, you want the robot to make profit for you when the coin is down, you start with at least 15% or 20% of your capital. So my capital, we are using $100 for this. We are using $100 for this. So what will be left will be 100 minus 15, which is 85. So please, someone should do 11. Let's start with $11. $11 divided by 85. What are we going to get? So I decided for us to start with $11, because what it means that this first buy amount is what you want the robot to start to use from your capital to buy the trade first to start. Now it's only out of your $100 trade capital, it's only $15 here now you have exposed to the market. Remember, crypto goes up and it comes down. If after your robot starts this trade with $15 and it gives you profit, your profit you are making is only on the $15, not on your $100. So let's get the facts. So some persons might say, I have $100. Why am I making 0.1, 0.2 profits? Yes, it's because of you started your first buy amount, you started with 15 and you left 85 for margin calls. But that coin did not reduce in value. So the robot did not buy your margin calls. The robot did not use the $85 to buy margin calls. So that is why the robot only gave you your take profit percentage on your $15 capital. Okay, so 85, we are now, that 85 now, you will now have to divide it into like $11, $12, $15 to know how many margin calls, how many margin call limits you will use. That $85, you want to break it so that the robot, as a coin is dropping in price, the robot will be using parts from that your $85 to be buying the margin calls. So here it's telling you that margin call limits, how many times do you want the robot to buy the margins, to buy this coin? So it will not decide anything you get from 85 divided by 11. Some persons can decide to use $12 to buy each margin calls. Some persons can decide to use $15 to buy each margin calls. Some persons can decide to use $20 to buy each margin calls. Some persons can decide to use $50 to buy each margin calls. But for the purpose of this $100, we are starting with the lowest, which is $11. So how many times will 11 go into 85? Please, Oshari, please check it. I'm not its calculator.
Yeah, George, what do you say?
How many times will we 11 go into 85?
7.7. So 7.
So, okay, so our margin calls now will now be 7. If I decide that, no, I don't want to use $11, $11 is small. I want my sub profit to be big because if the robot gives me 1.3% on $11, you know that is very small. The profit is your sub profit will be small. So okay, I want to use $15 to buy each margin calls. So you will now do 85 divided by 15. Anything you get, that is what you put as your margin call limit. So, but for the purpose of $100 trading capital, we want to use at least the higher, the plenty, as in the more margin calls you have, the better. Because you don't know, you are advised to cover at least 20 to 30, 40% drop, 50% drop, because crypto goes up and it comes down. So if you are setting your trade settings, you are setting it in the sense that you also want to cover when crypto goes down, what happens to your trade? When crypto goes down, do you want to make profits when crypto goes down? It is in these settings. Do you want to make profits when crypto, when that your trader is staying 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? Do you want to be making some profits? You can easily sell, withdraw. You can easily sell in your Binance to sort your daily needs. Everything happens here. If you don't set here well, your robot will not be making you that sub profit. So the more margin calls you cover, the more profits, the more chance for your robot to be making you sub profits when this coin goes down. I hope we are following. So we are going to use 7 because we want to cover more margin calls. We want to cover more margin, more drops. Because if you say you want to use 15, 85 divided by 15, 15 can go into, let's say, 5. Yes, 5 times. So you see that if you use 5 here, you see that your margin calls, your drop percentage, you will not be able to cover more drop. When that coin is reducing in price, your robots might not be able to buy more margin calls because of your margin call limit has reduced. So the higher your margin call limit, the better chances for you to be making sub sales, sub profits. So even when your coin is when your trade lasts for like 6 months, your robot is making you sub profits from those margin calls. That is why it's advisable to cover more margin calls. Okay? So you off your AI margin calls is maybe, for instance, you want to use you don't want to use you don't want to use plenty margin calls. You want to use like two. Maybe out of that your 85, you want to divide it into two, which is not advisable. So if your margin calls is small, if your margin call limit is small, you have to earn this AI margin call. If your margin call limit is small, like 1, 2, 3 margin call limits, 4 margin call limits, please on this AI margin calls. This AI margin calls, the function is that once you are telling the robot to buy your first margin at 2%, since you don't have many margin calls, maybe you have only 3, when the coin drops to 2%, it will not buy it immediately. It will not buy that first margin calls. It will start with, it will be monitoring the market to see if that coin will go down more. If the coin reduce to 2% and go and reduce again to 2% and 4% and reduce to 8%, and the coin is just, sometimes coins will just drop. Some coins will just drop by 10%. If you own your AI margin calls and your margin call limit is like 3, you might be surprised that your robot might only buy only 1 margin because your AI margin call is on. So for that 10% sharp drop, maybe your 3 margin calls is 2%, 2%, 2%. That is total of 6% drop. But because of your AI margin call is on, and that coin drops like 10% straight, your robot will only buy your number 1 margin. It will not buy that margin 2, margin 3. No, because your AI margin call is on. It will monitor it that it buys at the best, at the last price. So imagine that you have like 30 margin call limits. Your margin calls are much because you have capital. You will now do mistake and earn this AI margin call, and you are expecting sub profits. You see, you might come and say, this coin has dropped like minus 20%, but my margin calls have only bought only 4. You are not making some profits because of you have owned your AI margin calls. So please note, AI margin calls, you only own it when your margin calls is below 5, when you have small few margin calls because of your capital is small. So for the purpose of this Zoom, our margin call is 7. So we off our AI margin calls. We off our open double position off it because we want the robot to buy with 15 and not 30. If you do mistake to on this one, when the robot wants to start this thing, it will use 30 instead of 15. So you off it. Okay? So this whole position take profit is the percentage. Your upline might say, okay, for this coin, take 2%. For this coin, take 1.5%. If you are the type that you don't want to stay more in the market, you can say, when they tell you take 1.5, you can just put 1. You can just put 1. You don't want to add. You want to go out on the market faster. But the smaller your percentage, the smaller your profits. So if they say the coin is like 3%, take 3% take profit, you can just put 1.5 and you are okay. Okay, then the whole position take profit, it should be between 0.01 to 0.3. The whole position take profit callback. These callback functions help the robot. This whole position take profit callback help the robot to make more profits for us. So the whole position take profit callback, it helps the robot. It's a function that helps the robot to make more profit for us. Sorry, imagine you set take imagine your take position, your whole position take profit is 1.5%. And this coin that you are trading, just sometimes Bitcoin will just move. Bitcoin will just do 3% pump immediately. And some altcoins will just do 5%, 10% immediately. Massive pump in few seconds. And your whole position take profit for that trade is 1.5. Because of this whole position take profit callback, you put 0.3. The robot will take more than this, your 1.5 take profit. You might be seeing 3% take profit. Instead of the robot to make $2 for you, you might be seeing $5, 5 point something dollars profit. And you'll be surprised what happened. My take profit for that coin was 1.5. But the robot sold at 2.9. How come? The robot sold at 4.3. How come? It is the function of this whole position take profit problem. Now, it also goes in the other way. The coin you're trading did not pump well. You understand? The coin did not pump well. It just pumped small and hits your 1.5% and starts dropping. You see that you say, I was supposed to make 1.5%, but I'm making 0.9 or I'm making 1.1, but I set 1.5. Yes. So the callback function works in both ways. It will only favor you when there is a massive pump in that coin. Okay? So the margin configuration is very important. You cannot be in Royalq doing Royalq business and you don't margin configuration. Margin configuration is the heartbeat of Royalq because you cannot talk of cryptocurrency without talking about the volatility of crypto. You cannot mention cryptocurrency. That was why our last Zoom was we treated volatility of crypto. Crypto, you cannot mention crypto without talking about its volatility. Crypto goes up, it comes down. It's down. Bitcoin moved from 69 to 65. All altcoins went down. Some went down by 20%, some went down by 30%, some went down by 5%, and they are still down for like 1 month plus 2 months now. So volatility is the key. You cannot talk about cryptocurrency without talking about its volatility. So that is why in Royalq, margin configuration is key. If you don't know what margin configuration is, you will not be able to enjoy business. It's when you know about margin configuration, you will now see the vision of Royalq. You will not appreciate Royalq. So I will click on it. So this is it. It has two parts. And we have Zoom meetings. We have created the margin culture. And we have another Zoom. We created the multiple buying ratio. Okay. So for the purpose of this, how to start up a trade, you should be mindful of what you set here. So let me just explain. But we have a Zoom. If you need full understanding, we have a Zoom. You can easily watch to understand each of the parts, the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So this margin culture of the left-hand side is telling the robot that if this first call, you can see that's first call, second call to the seventh call, because our margin call limit is 7. That is why we have 7 here. Okay? So if your margin call limit is 3, you only have 3 calls here. But because of our margin call limit is 7, that's why we have 7 here. Okay? So what this page means, what's the instruction you are giving, this default for Royalq. What this means that, robot, please start this coin, start my first buy with $15. If the coin pumps, give me 1.5% profit. But if this coin, after starting the trade, if this coin reduced by 3.5%, please use 2 times my first buy amount to buy some quantity of this coin. I'll take it again. Robot, you have started this trade with $15. Yes. If this coin did not go up and it starts coming down, because crypto can go 2 ways, either it goes up or it comes down. If it comes down, your capital is reducing because it's your capital that you have used to buy it. So if it comes down, your capital is reducing. That's why if you go to your Binance, you see how your capital is going down. Yes, it's because of the trade you are in is going down. It will not go down forever. Even as it's going down, it's buying more margin calls. And when the coin starts reversing for you to be selling and be giving you some profits. So what this means that if the coin reduced by 3.5%, use 2 times my first buy amount, which is 15, to buy margin one, to buy more quantity. So what the robot will do is, it will do, once the trade starts and the trade drops by 3.5%, the robot will use 2 times 15, which is 30. The robot will use $30 to buy. So, but now for this our capital is 100, and we have used 15 to start, remaining 85, and we have decided to use $11 to buy each of the margin. So these two, we are going to remove it. We will now do 11 divided by 15. 11, which we desire to use for the robot to be using to buy each of the margin. We will now do 11 divided by 15, not 15 divided by 11. 11 divided by 15. 11 divided by 15. Hello?
0.73.
0.73. For those using iPhone, you might not be able to put in this second decimal. So that is where Android is kind of better in setting up trade settings. So 0.73 is that, so the robot will do, if this coin drops first call 3.5, the robot will use 0.73 times 15, which is the first buy. So if you do 0.73 times 15, you'll be getting $11. The robot will use $11 to buy the first margin. It will record it as first. If you go to your trades homepage, you will see number of margin calls. You see one. If this coin now drops by 4%, which is the second call, the robot will now go and use what you have here. So we still want to use $11. So we put 0.72. The robot will still come here and use 0.72 times our first buy amount, which is 50, and 0.72 times 50, which is 11. It will use 11 and buy. So since we want to use 11 for all the match, for the 7 margin calls, we just set it up. So for those joining us newly, please, this page is important. If you do mistake and you omit these times and you leave it in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, explain what will happen. You might have 200 in your Binance, and in the morning, you see that the robot is telling you that all your capital has been used, so you need to add more because of you did not set up the times well. So this page is important. Okay. So I still have one more thing to explain here. On the left-hand side, the margin call drop. A coin might drop now to 3.5 and drop again by 4 and drop again by 4.5. and drop again by 5.2%. But before the coin we from 5.2, remember, if you add 3.5 to 4 is 7.5. If you add 7.5 to 4.5, you get that is 12. You get 12. If you add 12 to 5.2, you get 17.2. Now, for a coin that has reduced by 17.2, for it to reduce again by 8%, it might take time. So some people will say, so people will now be complaining, my robot is finding it hard to buy my fifth margin calls. Yes, look at the reason. Your fifth margin call drop is 8. If you want your robot to buy faster, you reduce to 2 or 3 or 2.5 or 1.5, 1.3. But the more you are reducing, the more you should be adding more capital so that you can increase your margin calls. This margin call is 10, is 7. If you say, okay, this robot is delaying to buy my margin calls, let me reduce it by to 1.3, 1.3 each drop. So that the robot will buy my margin call faster. If you add 1.3, 1.3, 1.3 into 7, you will be getting, I don't think it can cover up to 10% drop. Hmm? So I don't think it can cover up to 11% drop. So you see, for your robot to buy faster, you must have plenty margin calls. When you have plenty margin calls, you will reduce the margin call drop. When you reduce the margin call drop, your robot will be buying the margin calls faster. When the robot buys your margin calls faster, your robot will be selling them faster. So that is the 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 formula. You want to make some profits faster. When we say introduce new capital to your business, when you introduce new capital to your business, you will increase your margin calls. You will when you increase your margin calls, you will reduce your margin call drop. Do you understand it? If you add more capital to your trade, you will increase your margin call limits. From 7 now, you can increase it to 30. When you increase your margin call limit 30, you can now reduce this your margin call drop. The percentage, you reduce it so that the robot can buy faster. I hope we followed. So we click on short to save. Now, the buy in callback, like I explained to you what callback means, it helps the robot to buy coins at a good price. So it will be between 0.5 to 0.01. But me, I use 0.4 or I use 0.25. Anyone. Okay, so the distributed and take profit allocation. This year, I advise you to leave it default. But if you are trading some coins that are pumping, they are very volatile. A coin that can just do 3% pump, you can come here and increase the take profits for your sub-in. These are your sub-profits. So this is where the robot takes the percentage, take profit percentage for all those your sub-profits, all those your margin calls you bought, all those your margin for your margin 5, margin 6, margin 7, and above. This is where it takes its take profits. It says them individually. If and only if and only if. Remember, we told you the robot is being designed to make profit for you even in the dip. If and only if. So I will keep that statement like that. When we finish here, I will show you, I will complete the statement. Okay, so the sub position take profit callback. I've explained callback for you. So the strategy period is your trades. Do you want your trade on autopilot or just one shot? One shot means once this trade concludes and gives me my final take whole position take profit, which is 1.5. The robot should sell and close the trade. That is the meaning of this strategy period, one shot. It sells and it closes the trade. But if you put it on cycle, which is the autopilot, this is the autopilot mode. It's advisable if you have plenty margin calls, you can cover from 50 drop, 50% drop, 50 to 80, 100%. Your margin calls are much. Maybe you are trading with 84 margin calls limit. Your margin calls can cover a drop of minus 50, minus 60, minus 70. You are advisable to use cycle. But if your capital is small, you should always change it to one shot. So that once the trade sells, you look for another trade and you enter. You'll be making the profit. So once it sells, you close the trade. Once it sells, you close the trade. So you now click on save. Okay, so these are the settings we have saved. Okay, so we'll now go back to our trades. Okay, so for instance, you are giving a coin, maybe this gems, this coin you are giving it, and you click on it. Let's see. Royalq is telling you that the coin is very volatile. So you click I understand. So you see, if you enter this coin now, there's very possibility that it will draw. So you see the two conditions are not met. Let's see if we can randomly see. This coin has come. Look at where the condition met. For those that followed us in how to pick a signal to avoid uh, huge floating loss or waiting time. Look at where it touch the last candle, where the candle touches the last line here, and where the purple, the blue line cross the orange and the pink line. Look at this point here, this point here. You enter the trade here, see you have made almost 5% profit. Wow. Okay, so for instance, you have checked a trade and the condition met. Let's see if we can see any coin that needs. Our time is almost up. Okay, we have created the how to pick signal. So let me just continue. So I'll click create, click margin strategy board. I click on create. Click on this, feel free to create your own strategy next. So once you are on the trade homepage, click on trade settings. Remember, you might see smart spread. So change it at the top, change it to manually create. Now, on this my template, click on choose the strategy setting. So when you click on it, it will take you to this place. You will now see the settings you have saved. Remember, the first buy amount is 15. Look at it. So take note of what you have in your first buy amount. Take note of what you have in your first buy amount. Look at it, it's 15. But once I click, then you click on it. Your first buy amount, you have to edit it. You have to put the 15 or what you have saved. Because whenever you call a setting, the first buy amount is not will not come with it. So even if your first buy amount is 20 here, once you click on it, you have to come here and change it to your first buy amount. So for this example, the first buy amount is 15. Please don't forget, every other things we set is intact. If you go to your margin configuration to see, you see that every other thing we set, they are all intact. Please, for the purpose of this Zoom, don't leave your margin call drop to be 1.2. You know it's only 7. So you can use the default. When you add money, then you can now reduce your margin calls. think I will get 65.28. Yeah. Okay, so just use the default like that because of your capital is not. So let's save. So the only thing you set once you choose a safe setting is the first buy amount. Take note of it. Once you call it, you must change your first buy amount. Then you click on save. Now, I will go back to that my sentence that the robot is being designed to make profit for you even in the dip, if and only if your margin calls is more than four. Your margin call is 5, 6, 7, and above. And your strategy mood, this strategy mood here, before you start up a trade, you must click on the strategy mood. You must select this one, the sub-beam mood 3 times settlement. This third one. You must select it and you must click on show. At the top here, it will be showing you the isolated, margin. Sorry. At the top here, it will be showing you the isolated margin read time. So please, your robot will only make profit for you in the dip when your margin calls is more than 4 and your strategy mode is on sub-beam read time settlement mode. That is only when the robot will make profit for you in the dip. So thank you. And God bless you as you practice what you have learned in today's Zoom. So we'll take questions now. Share do we have questions?
All right. So I'm going to unmute. And if you have questions, please unmute yourself so you can ask your question before we round up. Please, if you have any questions at all, please unmute yourself and ask your questions or use the chat box. Do we have questions? We'll be rounding up to this now. Please,
Hello,
yes,
good
sir.
evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Um, yeah, I understand the explanations very well on how to start the trade and so on and so forth. But my question goes this way. What about if the person have started the trade without, you probably is still in the warehouse mode, and the person have started the trade and the trade has passed that and the level 4 side where you can no longer change it. What happens to the trade? Like, what is going to be the situation? What should the person do?
Share, will you take that?
You can carry on, please.
Okay. When this your question is just like when I started the Zoom, and I said if you are gifted a car or a plane, what you should do first is it to enter and start riding or flying them, or you go through the manual. The mistake has been done. You have started a plane, you have started flying a plane without the manual. Only two things you can do. Number one is for you to be patient. Put the trade on one shot and be patient. Just allow the robot to sell. Then number two, if you're not patient enough,
You monitor the trade. Once you see that the trade is set to come up, we have the two conditions on the chart. We have two conditions, the Bollinger condition and the KDJ conditions. Anytime you have to monitor the trade, anytime you see that the two conditions have met on that trade, on that particular trade, you do manual replenishment on it. If what you have in the trade is $200 or $100, if the USDT in that trade already, both the one it started and the margin cost it has bought, is the total is $150. You will look for another $150. When the two conditions to start a trade has is been achieved on that trade, you will do manual replenishment on it. So that is when you do manual replenishment with the exact total amount of USDT already inside a trade, it reduces your return rate by half, by 50%. So with that, it will make your entry price to come down so that the robot can easily sell it and give you profits and close the trade. So is there any other question? Or is it clear?
No, no other question. Yeah, it's clear.
All right, do
All
we
right,
have
thank you.
any other questions? Yeah, thank you. Do we have any other question, please? Please ask your questions.
Hello, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
On that margin configuration, I want the judge to please explain a bit more about that margin configuration. Thank you.
I think it's possible because of our. We do have several videos on that about margin configuration. Um, our time we don't really have time. Probably we can do that maybe next Zoom. But margin configuration, if you go to our YouTube channel, lots of videos are on there. So we are so sorry we cannot. It's already 10. We are so sorry. We cannot explain margin configuration today.
Please
Any
round up the Zoom.
All right. Thank you so much for attending our Zoom. Our Zoom time and days Mondays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Nigerian time. If you are new here, you do not have an activated robot, please get back to the person that invited you. They are going to send you a link which you use to register. They'll guide you on how to activate your robot and also add you to our WhatsApp group where you start learning how to properly instruct your robot. We also do have a lot of recorded I will post on our YouTube channel. You can access them by going to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube link is on the group, is pinned on our to access. Just at the top of our group, you see our YouTube link. You can click on it and watch several videos. There are several videos on several topics. If you are new, you can also still catch up on. Thank you so much for taking our time to attend Zoom. Always make sure to attend Zoom, please. That's where you get the required knowledge for this robots that earns you money. Actually, you need the knowledge to actually make money for yourself with the so it is required of you know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and you can properly know how to instruct your robot and make money. Knowledge first before profit. Yeah, everybody wants profit, or you cannot place one above the other. So thank you so much, Linda George, for always teaching us. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for coming out today. And we'll see you on Thursday. Have a lovely week. Bye.